Today, we're going to make you meet one of our strategic partners, and that is for business energy. And for business energy, we are really excited to partner with an amazing company called LA Supply. Now, the first thing from an IBO perspective, I want to let you know what kind of business volumes will be allocated for you. So if you look at the screen, for gas and electricity, they're separate business volumes. Now, how do we calculate the business volumes? Is you take the business premises, you take the usage of the premises, let's say it's for gas, and you take the yearly usage, not 1 month, the yearly usage of that business. And based on the yearly usage, you are now going to get a PV allocation to it. So that's how gas works, and that's how electricity business volumes are. So you can see. So these are some high numbers of BVs that you can see. One of these premises of gas electricity, if you get a big, let's say a big business premises that use a lot of energy for their gas and electricity, a lot of kilowatt hours, so you can now get a large amount of BV allocated. Now, what is the order process? How do you order, or how do you acquire a customer for business energy with LA Supply? So here's the process. First, there's one website, NeXarise.com. You go into your website. Now, on the top, you'll see shop. That's your online shop, your personalized website for acquiring customers. When you click on your shop, you will now have your own personalized website right there on the screen, where you can see the range, the menu of products and services. Every time I see this, I feel blessed, because the amount of services and products that you have in the multiple amount of industries, nobody in the network marketing industry has ever done this. Now, we're talking about business energy. So click on business energy, and the first thing it will do, it'll take you to a page where it reminds you of your do's and don'ts. Now, every time you see this, you will know exactly what are the things that you can do, what are the things that you're not supposed to do. So your objective is to go through the do's and the don'ts, and then once you've done that, you can click order now. You got to tick on the box that says, I agree that I have read and understood these instructions. And then it takes you straight into what we call the lead form. And now what you're supposed to do is fill in the details. So refer by, that will be you, your business ID, your email address, and then the company name for that business, the company number, the address, and the first name of the individual who is the bill payer, the decision maker. Those are the details that you put in. So the first page is all about the details. And the second page is for whatever energy that you are actually going to get a quotation for the actual business owner. You need to upload all the pages, not just the front page, all the pages of their utility bill. Now, it also asks for estimated annual consumption. That is there on the bill normally. So you want to go and take good quality pictures. Now, if it was myself, if I'm speaking to a business owner, I will scan all pages of that bill. Now, why is it that we need all pages of the bill? Because that information is what is required for LA Supply to go and get the best quotation with the best suppliers for that company. So what happens is, in that bill, it will show the usage of the customer. It will show the meter supply number of that customer. It gives all the relevant information. So you want to get a good quality scanner, and there are a lot of great scanning apps on your phone. Now, here's what you got to think. It's basic common sense. The image that you scanned, can you read every word on it? If the answer is yes, upload it. If the answer is no, do not upload it. Just scan again. That is very important for the customer to get a good experience. Now, once you've uploaded all the pages of the bill, so if you got a quotation, if you're going to get a quotation for gas, just put gas, upload all pages, and electricity, upload all pages. And then you click continue. Now, what happens when you click continue? The customer gets a confirmation, an acknowledgement that this lead has been submitted to LA Supply. The customer gets an email, and in that email, it's clearly instructed to the customer that they should look out for two things. First is a phone call from LA Supply with a number 017. The number starts with 017. And second, it's an email from LA Supply that starts with inquiries@lasupply.co.uk. So many a times we have had times when IBOs have supplied the actual bill, send it over, and then the customers don't pick up the phone. Now, the customers need to pick up the phone simply because LA Supply is going to get a quote, give it to the customer, and then they need to discuss with the customer for the customer to actually make this, do the sign on the dotted line. But if the customers don't pick up the phone, well, that sale could be missed. Now, the good thing is the customer will get the information of the journey, the customer journey, but you as the IBO will also be included in that customer journey. So you will be able to know if your customer's picked up the phone, if your customer is responsive, and so forth. And LA Supply, what are they going to do? They're going to search the market in over 25 suppliers, find the best deals, give it to the customer, and then they will take over with that customer. Now, when you actually go and meet a customer, all right, so I'm just going to talk to you about a little bit of how you can approach the business customers out there. Now, trust me, I have done this. I know sometimes, see, what our objective is to do is we don't want to go and do cold marketing. That's not allowed. Every person, every business owner that you deal with, you need to build a rapport with them. So let's say you have an off-license shop and you want to see if you can help that business. You don't want to just walk in and go and say, hey, can I save you money on your gas, electricity? No, it doesn't work that way. All right, because that's cold marketing. What you want to do is build a rapport with the business owner. You know, couple of visits, buy some stuff from them. And then once you build a rapport with them, then is when you actually want to speak to them about the actual quotation that you can give. Now, here are some of the things that I have used and that really helped me when it comes to getting lead forms or when you're getting quotation for customers. So what are some of the lines that you can say? So I've written them down so that this will really help you if you just master some of these lines. So when I have actually gone into businesses and build rapport with them, how do you start the conversation for them to give you that bill, for them to give you the permission to get a quotation from LA Supply? So one of the things I've said is this: our mission is to save businesses, UK businesses, money on their energy expenses. And as a result of that, we have joined hands with LA Supply, an amazing company, so that, you know, we understand that successful businesses feed homes feed homes. So it'll be great. Can I get you a quotation on your bill? Another thing that I've spoken to our business owners is this: hey, do you have time to look into your energy bills all the time? Our company can allocate a business expert, a professional, to do that for you free of charge. Would you be interested? Okay. Another conversation that I've had with my business prospects is this: I say, hey, listen, you have helped me, let me help you. I work for a global company called NeXarise, who partners for a commercial energy broker called LA Supply. You see, money is not made by just selling products. Money is made by saving and reducing expenses. And we are better at it than you are. Let me get you a free quotation. Every time I go into a restaurant, I'm the nicest guy in the restaurant. Not just because I'm a bad guy. I'm always a nice guy. However, I also want to see what I can do to help that business. So I speak to the person who's serving me and I say, hey, listen, can I speak to the owner? And the owner comes in, I actually compliment the food. And then I say, hey, listen, you have helped me and my family to have a great meal, a great experience. Would it be okay if I can help you with what I do? And the owner says, hey, what is it that you do? And I say, who is your gas and electricity supplier? So these are ways that you can. Now, I remember you can walk into a store and if it's cold and there's that long journey down the aisle to meet the owner, you don't go and hit it first time. You want to build some rapport and then literally ask that person, hey, let me get you a free quotation. Now that person can say, hey, what if I'm already on a contract? Not a problem. We can get your bills. We can send it to our commercial partner who will then put it in a prospect bank. And then when you are ready to literally have a quotation so that you can change your supply at some point when you come out of contract, LA Supply will get in touch with you. So these are the ways that you can actually speak with individuals and you can prospect them. Now, if all of this is something that you don't want to do a lot of talking, a very simple way that we have done is we have created a video. And that video explains the whole process. So another approach is, hey, we're working with an amazing company called LA Supply. Can you take us a few minutes to just watch this video? And you can show this video to the actual business customer as a prospect.
There are currently over 5 million businesses in the UK. Whilst every one of them is different, they all have one thing in common. They all use energy. Introducing to you NeXarise's business energy partnership with LA Supply. If you walked into a business and asked the owner, would you want to save time and money? What do you think they would say? Yes, of course they would. Well, with LA Supply, that's exactly what you can do. Businesses use energy every day, whether it's to light up an office, send an email, make a coffee, or serve a meal. As an independent business owner, you can now offer them the chance to save money on the energy they use. But why LA Supply? LA Supply have nearly 10 years worth of established industry knowledge, making us experts at dealing with contract negotiation. We trade roughly £10 million worth of power per calendar month. So we use this buying of power to procure your customer a better price than they could obtain themselves. We work with the top 20 energy suppliers and are totally independent. So we can offer your customer a full market perspective of different prices and tariffs, including no standing charge products and AMR products. We can offer 100% certificated green energy to your customers. Due to our industry partnerships, we have very good relationships with our suppliers. So we are able to procure bespoke prices. Your customer will be fully account managed by LA Supply, so we are on hand to ensure the smooth renewal of their contract. We also have a direct link with some of the most senior contacts within the supplier network, so we are on hand to deal with any problems or issues that may arise. We have a dedicated renewals department who will be on hand 6 months prior to the contract ending to track the market for your customer and send out renewal dates whenever they are ready. Don't let your customers pay more than they need to for their energy. Simply provide LA Supply with the required information through your NeXarise personalized website, and we will take care of the rest. It's time to help businesses rise with NeXarise.
Hey, fantastic. So really love that video because it explains everything that a person is required to get a quotation from LA Supply. Now, here's what we have done. We have contacted, one of our partners, the owners of the company, to come over today, and we're going to ask some questions so that you can hear live from the actual owner of the company. Now, what does LA Supply stand for? L stands for Louis and A stands for Adam. And we got Louis on the call today. Now, I remember telling you in the beginning, when we choose our partners, we choose for E, Q, and V, and E is experience. These two individuals who have started this company, they have something that's very similar to the NeXarise co-founders. The NeXarise co-founders have over 20 years of experience in the industry. These two individuals have got over 18 years of combined industry experience. So they've got the experience, they've got the quality, and they've got the value that we are looking for. So it's an absolute privilege for me to get Louis on the call. Hey, Louis, welcome to this training call for LA Supply.
Here we go.
Yes, I can see.
Hey, he's here.
Fabulous, fantastic. Yes. So, Louis, here, you and I know businesses get calls every single day from companies who are calling them and trying to sell them gas, electricity. And you know what? Sometimes businesses can be the owners can be like fed up with this element of it.
Sure.
Okay. So one of the advantages that NeXarise has is we have a relationship with all our customers, so they will listen to us. So the first question that I have for you, Louis, is what is the USP, the unique selling point of LA Supply when you compare it to every other broker out there? What's the next factor in LA Supply? That's what we want to know.
It's a very, very good question. Yeah, there's a lot of brokers out there. A lot of guys have been swamping the market, but unfortunately they're not the best, shall we say. They don't have that sort of bit that makes them special. With us, you know, we've got, as you said, nearly 18 years worth of experience in the industry. We work with over 25 different suppliers, which is crucial to be able to obtain a full market perspective. A lot of brokers might just deal with a few different suppliers. We're totally independent. We're not bound to any one supplier. We are able to achieve products that aren't readily available to most business owners. So we can offer AMR products, non-standing charge products. We have access to wholly 100% green Rego-backed energy, which is a real big one. Nowadays, you know, people are becoming more eco-aware. They're trying to do what's best for their business and to do their bit to help the planet out. Not a lot of brokers do actually work with a lot of 100% REGO-backed energy companies. We are extremely proud to say we're one of the only a very, very small handful that do work with all of the main green suppliers out there. We're able to, yeah, which is a fantastic thing. So we're able,
so one point on that. So if you're working with the REGO-backed supplier that is 100% energy, so as a business owner, if I'm the business owner, what is the benefit that I could have? One, of course, the benefit that I'm doing my part towards the environment. But what else? I mean, can I show that on my shop front?
Yeah, that's the best thing about it. So anyone that uses 100% REGO-backed energy is given access. They get their own certification, which they can put up anywhere in their business to show their potential customers that they're a responsible business, that they're using green energy. And it's a nice thing to do. It used to be a lot more expensive in the past to have green energy, but the way it's been going the past couple of years, green energy is the same, if not cheaper, than regular brown energy nowadays. So it's a no-brainer to have. We've been working with quite a large care home chain recently, and they were really impressed with the idea of green energy because they're able to display it in all of their buildings, which helped them actually to win a lot more contracts to look after a lot more patients off the back of them being a green energy company. So it's something that your potential customers that we get with NeXarise are able to display it proudly in their shop, that they're using green energy, that they're responsible, they're doing their bit for the environment. It's a good thing to do.
Absolutely. So you also mentioned, Louis, that not many, let's say, consultant companies do get access to all the suppliers out there. And you said you do get access to that, yes?
Yes. So again, this comes down to experience, who you know, that type of thing. You know, I've been doing this for just over 10 years. You know, don't let this young face give it away. I am actually 32 years old. So, yeah, we have very, very, very good relationships with all of the major suppliers and a lot of the smaller ones as well. So, whereas I said earlier, some brokers might just work with a small cluster of suppliers and will steer all their customers into that group. Us, we will go to the whole of market. We don't exclude any supplier unless the customer doesn't wish for us to use that supplier for reasons for credit or who knows. But generally speaking, when we go to tender, it'll be for 25 plus different suppliers. There will be products with standing charges, with no standing charges. AMR is another key one, an automated meter reader, so we can keep track of people's usage. All these things that most customers don't actually know they are entitled to, we can open that door to them and say, look guys, here's what you can have. Let's get this done.
Absolutely. You know what, Louis, it reminds me of a time as well. Another USP I was talking about is I remember going and speaking to a client about business energy, and the person said, hey, you know what I do? You know, I go and I research the market myself. I just contact the companies myself and I can get my own rates. And I remember speaking to that person. I say, hey, you know what it is? I gave him an analogy of what I do. I said, I don't like gardening. Now, I've got nothing against gardening. I've got a big garden, but I don't like gardening. All right. I'm a businessman. I'm not a gardener. And if I had to go and get my garden sorted, that's a 7-hour job. Okay.
Yes, sure.
So what I do, I mean, one of my wisest mentors told me is hire the people to get the work that is not in your calling to get done.
Agreed.
So that you can go and do what's best for you. So what I do is I hire a gardener, and the gardener comes and does what I would do in 7 hours, he would do in 1 hour.
Yeah.
And he gets the garden to a standard that's much better than I have done. But what I have done is I have saved 7 hours of time that I use it into my business.
Exactly.
And that 7 hours can make a lot of value. So one of the things that was great about LA Supply is you have a dedicated account manager for the actual client. So what I tell my customers is, hey, listen, think about this. All right. You are good at your business, but think about the amount of time that you've got to go through 25 different suppliers to get the best rate. Time is money.
Exactly. This is what this is what we tell. I tell you, I need to hire you to get in there and do some calling for me, Lee Ju. This is what we tell our customers every single day. People are so busy doing a million and one things. Business owners are doing what they're doing best, running a successful business. They don't have time to pick up the call, to go online, to research 25 different suppliers, to make sure they're getting prices at the right time. We do that for them. So their own dedicated account manager will track the energy market. We have live trading screens in office so we can see where the market's going 2 years in advance. So we can pick the optimum moment when weather conditions are good, when global events are down, because all these things have an effect on prices. A lot of people aren't aware, but these have a big effect. So we know when is the best time to say, right, now we're going to get this done. So we will present the whole lot of opportunities, all the different suppliers to the customer. The account manager will deal with any issues, any queries they may have at any point in time, which is another great thing, because I don't know, Legia, if you've ever had the misfortune of having to call an energy supplier, but I have. It can be an absolute nightmare, spending 2-3 hours getting put on hold, getting passed from pillar to post, and then you have such a slim chance of your problem getting resolved. But with us, our guys here, it's our bread and butter. It's what we do for a living. So our guys would be on hand to resolve any queries that our clients may have, whether it's the smallest issue, just a CCL or a VAT issue, right up to a full-blown, debt problem. We're there to help resolve these things for customers. And as you quite rightly said, time is money. It's the most precious commodity we have out there. So
absolutely,
what we're doing is we are freeing up people's time to enjoy what they want to do, making their business better.
Absolutely.
Not spending hours on the phone.
Yeah. I agree. I remember having this conversation with a gentleman. I said that time is money. Time is the most important commodity. You see, time, the smart ones use it, the rest abuse it.
Exactly.
You do not have time. You don't have time. You're getting a business consultant to go and search the entire market and do all of that work for you for free.
Exactly.
You don't charge for your services, do you? It's free.
No, it's 100% free. It's under no obligation either. So we could do all this work, and they might even say, thank you very much, but we're too busy. We'll look at it later. It's not going to cost them a penny. It's a free gamble.
Absolutely. I also asked this gentleman a question who was challenging me on the fact that why do I need to go to a broker when I can do it myself? I said, hey, listen, when is your renewal date? He's like, sometime in the next few months. I said, which month is it? What date it is? He's like, I've got to check. I said, when is the last time you checked your bill? You just pay the direct debit, right? He said, yeah, I just checked the direct debit. I said, did you know that when you come out of contract, and if you did not renew by then, am I right in saying this, Louis? When someone someone comes out of a contract and they didn't renew, they then get put onto a standard tariff, which is one of the most expensive tariffs that's out there in the market. Am I right or wrong?
You are 100% spot on. So they'll be placed onto one of two products, either a variable product, which is a 30-day rolling supply, or they'll be placed onto a deemed product. Now, deemed is the devil, shall we say. Deemed is the bad one. You cannot get any higher than being on deemed. So yeah, again, it's something that we do here. We would be on hand to advise people when their renewals are coming up. We can work 6 months in advance, so we can start tracking the market to say, you know what, perhaps it isn't such a good time to look at it now. We're going to wait a few more weeks, let the market come back down. We'll then start getting the new prices prepared. But we can wait, for whenever the customer's ready to start doing it. But the point is, we're organised at our end. We won't let customers go out of contract and suffer being on these deemed prices. But another interesting thing you mentioned by being on these deemed or variable products is, again, because of our great relationships with the suppliers and within the network, we're actually able to offer a lot of backdates for our customers. So what that may mean is, let's say you've got a business, you forgot to do the contract, it's rolled over, it's been out of contract for 2 months, and the gentleman opens his bill and sees an enormous bill in there and panics. We would contact the supplier and arrange a back date from the day the contract finished, so they haven't been charged any out of contract rates. It's another thing we can offer for our customers, which, depending on the bill, could be worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely. Louis, what do we do if somebody's a new business and they don't have a bill? So if somebody's moving to business, they've taken over the business, they don't have a bill, can the IBO still submit the leads?
Oh, yeah. Again, it's super simple thing for us. So in the case of if it's a new business, we totally understand and appreciate that a bill will likely not be available for the fact that they're new in the business. So all we simply ask is for a copy of a lease It doesn't have to be every single page, because again,
Mhm.
legal documents can be 20, 30, 40 pages. We
Yep.
simply require page 1, and we simply require the last page, which is normally one that's been signed and stamped by a solicitor. Those 2 documents, together with a nice clear photograph of the meter. Now, the
Yep.
reason we need that is the meter will have the serial digits on there, so we are able to ascertain the MPAN or the MPR, which is the unique identifier for each business. We can then start the process and treat it as any normal lead.
Excellent. What is the largest size of business that we can acquire?
To that, I'd say there is no limit. The sky is
Okay.
the limit.
Excellent.
It's as much as is physically possible. We have no limits on what we can and cannot take.
So here's a question that most IBOs are going to get. So Louis, are you telling me that if I go to LA Supply, I'm going to get the cheapest rate that's available in the UK?
Okay, so it's a good question again. So we would never ever promise that we're going to be the absolute cheapest within the market. Now, there's a very good reason for that. A lot of suppliers may very occasionally have an in-house sales drive or a sales meeting in which they actually offer certain prices at certain times below cost. Now, that's nothing that any consultant could ever actually deal with. However, the suppliers have been known to make a lot of errors when they're doing this, and they will actually price things up incorrectly. So the customer may think they're getting a cheap price, when in reality, it's an incorrect price. So for us, we always guarantee to give the best price available for market at that time. Again, we use our in-house trading screens to pinpoint the exact time. And again, not many consultancies have these trading screens. They're an extremely expensive item to have, and it's only serious players in the industry. So we, again, puts us on the cutting edge of what we can do. So we use our trading screens to dictate the best time to lock on to getting the renewal done. And as I said, quite often you'll be, customers are getting put on hold for a long, long time. If they're going to call up and do it themselves, we will take care of all that for them. There's no phoning around needed. It's us checking the whole market with every single product that is available for them. As we said at the start of the call, some products they might not even know about, and we can come along and say, look, this actually is available to your business. You know, you can get a free AMR meter. You can have green energy here. We can open up a whole world of opportunities to people at the very best price at the time.
Fantastic. Hey, Louis, you don't know this story. One of my ethos is that I train my distributors is, if you give somebody business, if I give you business, you know, it's good. It's a goodwill that you give me business back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This story is this. Yeah,
sure.
that's what I believe. And the story, I mean, I just want to quickly wrap this up. I want to wrap up this part of the training by just saying this. I go to a barber, my hairdresser, for 10 years.
Sure.
And I go to him twice a month. And he gives me, I give him business for so long. And I asked him for his business energy bill. He said, you know what, I'm all right. And I said, you know what, I drive 15 minutes to come here. All right. Yes. I pay you 13 pounds for my haircut. That's twice in a month. That's 26 pounds. I have to put 2 pounds in the meter. When literally 5 minutes from my house, I have another barber who's cheaper. Yeah. But I come to you for the last 10 years. All right. I pay extra. Now it's 13 pounds. I give you a 20-pound note. You give me back 7 pounds. I let you keep 2 pounds. I just take the fiver. I tip you every time 2 times. Sure. And I've been doing this for nearly 10 years. I'm giving you business. This is now my business. I really would like you to give me business as well, because that's what we do, you know? And you know what? The fact that I told him that, he was able to give me the business energy. And that's what it's all about, friends, doing the same thing. And now I'm sure every person on this call today, I'm 100% certain, you don't get to meet the owners of companies come in and tell you about their business like this. You are now 100% confident that you got somebody that you can trust with. You can put the bills in front of these people. They're absolute experts in what they do. And then literally do it. So Louis, thank you so much for coming on this call right now.
It's my absolute pleasure. And I just wanted to take a quick moment just to thank every single one of you that's on this call this evening for giving up your time. I know you're all very busy doing a million and one things, but we truly believe the NeXarise is going to be an absolute global sensation. We're super excited and proud to be part of it. And we cannot wait to work with all you beautiful individuals. So thank you all and have a lovely evening.
Thank you so much, Louis. Thank you, everybody.